Hi guys, welcome to Khan's Econ Nugget channel. We're going to explain how we can use the consumer price index uh, for a new year based on the data about the cost of basket essential for living for a four-member family, an average family. So over here we see that we have data for 2018 on the yellow highlighted part of the basket. You see a basket, kind of like a picnic basket, and inside that we have some housing expenditure item, foods, recreation, transportation, education, healthcare, communication, and clothes and shoes. And then on the right hand side, you see another picnic basket, and where the highlighted, like the green highlighted data here about the same goods but for a different year 2019. So the left hand side data is about a four-member family's cost of essential goods and services needed for the year 2018, and that's our base year. And the right hand side is about the same households, same goodie bag, same goods basket of same amount, but based on the prices of that year 2019. So let's see how much was the base year's cost of these four-member average families' essential expenditures. So it looks like this family in the 2018, this family's annual housing cost was $7,200, and this family's food expenditure was $5,500. This family's recreational expenditure was $1,500, and the family's transportation cost was $7,000 because two-person goes to work in long distance, I believe. So for 1 year, if you travel long distance, both the husband and wife, and separate cars in separate location, probably with the gas and other, vehicle expenditure and taxes, etc., it can come like that. And then that family had two kids, one may be going to public school, one may be private school or daycare, whatever. So it looks like they have the educational expenditure for this family for $5,000 a year. And then healthcare expenditure for this family for a year was $4,500. And then communication expenditure for this family, uh, like a cell phone bill, internet, etc., that cost was $800. And clothes and shoes, that were about $1,500. So add all those numbers for 2018, then we found that this goodie bag, this basket, will cost this four-member family $33,000 for 1 year's worth of essential goods purchase. Now, similar goods in the next years, we saw the prices are different. Prices have changed, right? Now, the housing cost for 1 year is $7,300 as opposed to last year $7,200. Food cost is now $6,000. Last year it was $5,500. Recreational costs are now $1,800 as opposed to last year's $1,500. So it looks like the popcorn price has gone up here, and the movie rental cost, etc., or movie theater ticket cost, etc. Transportation cost moved up to $7,500. Maybe gas price is up. Education cost went up by $1,000. The healthcare expenditure went up by $1,000 for this family for a year, and the cell phone bill went up by $100 for this family, cell phone and internet communication. And the clothes and shoes, that cost has gone up by $500 relative to the base year. And those numbers for this family's 2019 expenditure will total, let's say, $36,500. So now that we know that the base year's goodie bag costed $33,000, and the next year, the current year's goodie bag costed $36,500. Now let's see what is the question. The question is, if base year consumer price index CPI is 100, is always 100 for the base year, then what will be the consumer price index CPI for the next year, for 2019? And the second part of the question is, how much will be the inflation if we use this CPI data? So to answer that two-part question, the first part is, if the base year CPI is $100, what will be the if the base year CPI is 100, the index is 100, then what should be the index for next year, 2019? So that answering that, we need to use this following formula. Current year's cost of the basket divided by base year's cost of the basket, and we put these two elements into parentheses and then multiply that result with 100. That should give us what should be the current year's CPI index value. So current year's cost of the basket is on the numerator. So that's current year is $36,500. So that's on the numerator, divided by the denominator is the base year's cost of that basket, which is $33,000. So $36,500 divided by $33,000 times 100 will give us 110.61. Therefore, this inflation rate, if we are calculating inflation rate in 2019 based on CPI data, then we can say that, okay, so the new year CPI is 110.61 minus the base year CPI value is 100. So that is the percent of inflation, which gives us 10.61% inflation. So if base year's CPI was 100 and the new year's CPI is 110.61, then we can say the difference is the inflation rate, is the 10.61%. So in this video, we have learned how to calculate consumer price index for another year based on the cost of the basket of essential goods data for the base year as well as the current year. And we have also learned how to extrapolate inflation rate from the base year's CPI value as well as the current year's CPI value. I hope this point was clear after listening to this video or watching this video. And if you have any further clarifying question, please drop me a line on this channel, or you can shoot me an email, econ.nuggets@gmail.com. Thank you so much.